and welcome to the Sanctuary, a safe space to speak from the heart. I'm your host, Israel, and my guest today is Wafa Alamm, the founder of One Frame Productions. Thank you so much for coming to the Sanctuary today.
Thank you, Israel, to invite me to this amazing podcast, and I'm really happy to be your guest today.
Yeah, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? How's everything going in your world?
Yeah, it's good. Everything is fine. Actually, much work and many projects we are working now and we are doing. So sometimes you feel like you are under pressure because like there's many things to do. But at the same time, you feel like you are happy because you are creating things and doing things at the same time.
Yeah. That's always a good vibe to get. So let's go back a bit, right? When did you move to Canada and what was the reason for your migration?
Mm. See, like, I have a little bit a story before coming to Canada. I don't know if I have time to summarize this story.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a journalist. I'm from Bahrain, actually, and I used to live in Lebanon for 9 years before coming to here. Since 2011, there was a huge protest in my country, and there is a political crisis there. So my husband, he was activist. So we took the decision to move from Bahrain because he was one of the activists. And then we moved to UK, then to Egypt, then to Beirut and Lebanon, and we stayed there for 9 years. We worked as a journalist in one of the most important Arabic channel, a news channel there. But after then, my husband passport just expired, and we tried to figure out if we can renew the passport, and the authority there in our country, they didn't give us like a word if he goes back, then he will be safe. So we were somehow in a trouble. Then we decided to move from Lebanon to Canada. So for me, it's like, many journey in one journey of life. And we came here was like, what we're gonna do here? Because we are starting from zero, like from scratch again, and we have to build again our life. But then I took like my time to think what you want to do. Like you are a journalist and TV presenter, and what you want to do here in Halifax, especially that you don't know anybody. And after that, I was like, I took a long time to take the decision what I want to do exactly. But then I realized that I want to stay in my career. I want to complete in this my journey as a journalist, as a TV presenter. So I established my own production company, and I call it One Frame Production Company. It's just established since 3 months ago. And I felt like it's my baby. And I'm really taking care about it all the time. And I feel like it's my challenge to put this company in the track in Halifax and Nova Scotia, and to do something new here in this city. And I think there is a really huge opportunity to work here in Halifax.
So, let's, go back a bit and break the story to pieces. So, like, when you were growing up, like, did you want to be a TV presenter, a journalist? Is that something you want to be growing up?
Yes, I was 10 years. I still remember this conversation between me and my friend, and she said, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I was like, I want to be a journalist. I want to be a voice for the poor people, to helping people, to be the voice for the people who don't have a voice. Like, that was like, I don't know why, from where I bring this thought, but that was like the idea that I have on my mind. And she said for me, I want to be a doctor. And like only my compliment was, everyone want to be a doctor. And I know you will not be a doctor, you know? And then she said for me, you will not be a journalist. I said, I'll be a journalist and I'll show you. And after that, it's like, you know, it was like, and I think it was a flame within me that I want to be a journalist. I want to be a person who give the people the voice, and to be their voice, to tell their problem. And it wasn't on my mind to be a TV presenter actually, but like with the time, then I experienced to be a TV presenter, and it was, for me, it was amazing experience. It's given me a lot, and it's built who I am now, like in different level in my personality.
Yeah. How did the TV presenter thing happen? And like, and then actually, before we get to the TV presenter part, I want to stay in the journalism lane. Did you now go to school to become a journalist?
Sorry?
Did you like go to school to become a journalist?
Yeah, I finished my university in journalism. Just I want to tell you like small story as well. Like still I was young, and maybe after a year after the conversation with my friend, and my dad, he is a journalist as well, and he came to me and he said, this is a newspaper looking for something called a little journalist for the kids. I was like, yeah, I want to be a journalist. So I had the card that said the little journalist to Wafa Alamm, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a journalist. And then, when I completed my high school, I decided to complete, to go through like the journal, to be a journalist. So I complete this subject. And about the TV, it's happened, I don't know if it's like by chance, I don't know what to call it exactly, but one day, even my dad, he came to me again and he said for me, our national TV, they are looking for a TV presenter. So do you like to go through this experience? I was like, I don't know, but why not? Because it's different type of journalism, you know? And then there was a huge workshop. They trained us how to react in front of camera, what to do, and all these things for 3 months. And then they did for us a test to see if we are ready enough to be on air. And it's happened, and it was like, you know, it was different experience than print journalism. It's like totally different.
Do you remember the very first time you went on TV to present? Do you remember the very first time you went on TV?
Yeah, I remember very much. You know, even I have my first jacket, and every time I open my cabinet, like I just want, this is my first jacket that I wear it on TV, and I still can remember how was my feeling, and it's. You know, it's just complicated between you are stressed and you are so excited, and you want to put all your knowledge on the table and to tell the people I know how to do it and I have the knowledge. And at that time, I think I did very well, because many people, they came and they told me that, oh, you did very well, and you surprised us that you can do this. And I think still I can remember the first day. You know, because like all the people there were in the control room and they want to see what I will do. So it was so stressful. Yeah.
What show was it for? Like, was it a news program? What was it for?
It was a morning show program. So there's like different guests from different fields like health and mental health and family, like different people in one show. They were our guests. Yeah, so I start from here. But then with the time, I realized that I'm more in politics than to be in morning show. So it's, you know, after a while, I had a program. It's a journalism program. So we invite a journalist to tell us what's the news and what's behind the news, and that was my favorite program because it's just between my work as a journalist and at the same time as a TV presenter. Yeah.
What was that show called?
It's called, I don't know how to translate it in English, but it's printed, and I don't remember. I don't know how to translate it in English.
Yeah, just say the Arabic name then.
It's like kind of between print and TV media, something like this, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was the name in Arabic?
مرئي ومقروء. مرئي, it's mean
How long?
what
Yeah.
you can see on the screen, and مقروء, it's mean what you read.
Oh, you can see it and you can read it. How
Yeah.
long was the show for?
It was 1 year, but then you know, the crisis happened, the protest happened, so just we move to a different country. See, this story for me, it's hard because it wasn't in our hand. It's not our decision to leave our country, and at the same times, we left our son. He was only 3 months.
What?
And he was without a passport, and then we go to UK.
Wow.
And we were waiting for the authority to give him the passport so our parents can bring him to us. So it was like, you know, very hard time. Like, you are in a country and your son is in another country, and all the time you feel like guilt, like how I left the country and I left just my son there. So after 6 months, like the UK, they refused to give him the visa, and then we took the decision to move from UK to Egypt to just our son. And you know, it was like very complicated because we don't, at that time, there is no plan, like we don't know what we want to do, or we don't have many choices actually.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like very hard for us to take the decision, what's the next step. But you know, all the time life opened the door. Like, if there is some door closed in your face, like there is another door, it's opened. So then, you know, the Al Mayadeen TV, where I worked for 9 years, they asked us if we are interested to work with them, and yeah, we started working and lived in Beirut.
Were you also like presenting then?
Were we what?
When you moved to Beirut, were you presenting a TV show, or was it like a news show?
Yeah. I was a news presenter, and I did many programs, political programs, and like different types of a program. But basically, I was a news presenter.
You did that for 9 years, you said?
For 9 years, you know, I was like in the field that I love, because I really love, I feel like my interest is on politics, and this channel, it's all about politics, what's happened in the Arab region and even in the world. So it's kind of international news. Yeah, so yeah, for me, like it's really amazing experience. There's like short and somehow it's difficult because you are not with your family, and but in the same time you got a huge experience in your life, and it was a really good opportunity for me.
Wow. Were you like, over the 9 years, what are some of the stories that you reported on that still stand out for you?
Oh, there was many stories, but what I remembered, I was on air, and it was live coverage for a war in Iraq, and our reporter there in Iraq was covering the war with Daesh. You know, I don't know if you know it or not. And suddenly, that just you heard shooting and like, oh, there is a shooting, there is a shooting. Like they cannot complete the coverage, and like you don't know if they are safe or not, and just you have to stay strong. And then I was like, oh my God, what's happened for our reports, and we complete the coverage. And after closing the coverage, honestly, I felt like all my knees hurted because, like, maybe in a second he just will gone. Like, it's not something easy. Like, there is a reporter in the field and he's covering what's happened. He's telling the people what's happening in the area and in Mosul. So yeah, it was like for us very stressful, and I don't know how to explain my feeling, but at that time was like all my body was I was in pain because you don't know what's happened for the reporter, and you close the coverage, and directly just when I finish, I just call him back. We try to call him back to see if he is fine, if he's still safe.
And was he safe?
Yeah, he was safe, thanks God. And that one of the things that happened, like many things happen, but that's what's popped up in my mind now.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine, going through such an experience, because this is someone you worked with, and then they are reporting live, and then this is happening, like while you are reporting on what they are shooting in the field. That must have been like a very scary experience. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah, and one time there was a report, and we prepared the news before to be on air, and but sometimes we don't watch the report directly, just we read what we have in the news. And one day there was a report about war in Yemen and what's happened for the kids. And like, the report was so intense about the kids, and I'm a person who is really sensitive for anything related to kids. And I just hold myself to not to cry. It's like, what's happened? Like, why they are doing that for the kids? Why they are killing people? And just after I finish, I just cry so much, cry, and start trying to stop myself. But like, it's hurting me a lot to see really what's happened for the kids in Yemen, and what's the situation there, and which is still continued now.
I mean, you love journalism, but you are covering this really, really difficult things.
Yeah.
Did it ever get to a point where you're like, okay, this is too much? I'm doing like, back to the morning show and talking about things that are not as, so hurtful.
I don't know. Not going back to morning show. Still, I feel myself in politics more. Because I feel like there is a responsibility on us and our as a journalist to cover what's happened and to let people know what's happened. And still, I felt like politics is like, as a journalist, you have the responsibility to do that. Not only, I love the entertainment. I love so much. There's many morning show that I love. But at the same time, like within me, I felt like where I can be, I can be on the other side, to be more in politics, more in human rights, because our region, especially Arab region, is still, there is many conflict there. There is war in Yemen, there is war in Libya, there is war in Syria, and still I felt the responsibility to be part of this.
Why?
Because I choose to be a journalist.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying
Don't
to.
ask me why, because all the time I ask myself, why you put yourself there? I was like, I don't know, but like there's something inside want to be there.
Yeah. Like I'm just trying to picture you, reporting on this really, really heavy stuff.
Yes.
And it's like every day, right? I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it. But like, so when you're reporting all this heavy stuff, what are some things you were doing back then? Like all these times you're in Beirut reporting on all this heavy duty things happening in the Middle East. What are some things you were doing to keep yourself balanced?
Yeah, yoga. Really? See, I passed on a period, there was a period of time in my life, really I felt stress. Because you feel like, oh my God, just you surround yourself with all negative news, war here, crisis here, and so on. And it's really stressing your life because life is not only war. Like there is another part of life which is, you can live. So yeah, I just felt myself. I'm a spiritual person, and when I learned first time yoga, I really felt it's get me to balance. It's balanced my life totally. Like after a while, I'm in what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm out. Like there is such balance between you and the other things that you cover, because when you cover that kind of really hard stuff and very intense news, and somehow you feel like you are so related, you are so in touch in it, but truly in life you are not in touch in it. Like you are telling the people what's happening, but it's not you. That you need this border or you need this space, and that's what really yoga did for me. So every day morning, I do yoga and do a meditation, and I cannot start my day without yoga and meditation.
Yeah.
And even here, when I moved to Canada, it's helped me a lot to keep myself balanced, because you change. Really, you took a really huge decision to change your life from a space to another space, from aspect to different aspect. So I was like, I'm here now. When we came since 2019, it was really for us from zero, really for us from scratch, because we don't know people here. We are starting a new life, and we have to take the decision where we want to complete. Do I have to complete, or do I want to complete in my career to be a journalist, or I have to change my career because, we should survive. Actually, we have a family. So yeah, I think really yoga helped me a lot, and still it's helping me to stay in balance and to put myself where I want
Yeah, no, it's good you mentioned yoga because on your Instagram, there's actually a dedicated highlight of just this yoga trip you took to India. Do you want
Yeah.
to talk a little bit more about that?
In 2018, so I did first a program. It's called Inner Engineering with Isha Yoga Center. It's one of the biggest foundation in the world, which offering yoga practice, and they are offering a traditional kind of yoga, not a twisting your body. It's not about twisting your body, it's about how to get yourself in balance. So first, I applied for a program. It's called Inner Engineering, and really I saw how was the impact on my life. It was really huge impact. So then I go like step by step to more advanced program, and one of the most important program, and I think you saw the pictures on my Instagram. It was 8 day silent program. And
Wait. So for 8 days you didn't talk?
yeah, like it's 8 days silent.
How
Just
is that for a
meditating you and
presenter, for a
you.
TV presenter though?
Like no watch, no mirror, like nothing, you and you.
How was that experience? And being that you're
Amazing.
coming from this world where you pretty much talk all the time.
See, it's amazing experience because it's lets you to realize that we have what we can call there in our like as a people human we have our silent mood and the I don't know what it's called, crowded mood maybe, I don't know, but like the mood that we talk all the time, we are talk and talk. And this program lets you just to experience what's mean to be silent. It just experience the part that you have and you don't practice it and you don't know nothing about it. You don't know nothing about to be silent. Just sit and be silent. That many people, they don't know what's the beneficial to be silent and to hear
Yeah.
yourself, to be just in contact with yourself, to see what kind of rubbish there is inside. You know, I don't know. So it was for me a huge opportunity, and it's transformed me a lot. It's transformed my life, not just transforming me, because like you be in touch directly with yourself, and many people they don't. I think many people they don't like to sit silent and with themselves because this silence put them in face of their crisis, their problem, so they don't want to see it. They don't know. They don't want to hear it even. So they are running here and here and keep themselves busy. But if you want to know yourself very well, you have to sit with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you've been practicing yoga for a while now, but like just you mentioning that, I'm thinking you're right. But isn't it a scary experience to like, hold a mirror and like look at yourself and,
No,
self-reflection? I just think it's not.
no, because this is a huge possibility for you to know who you are. What do you want? What kind of person you are? It's really a possibility. It's not a problem. We have the fear because we don't want to see and hear the truth about ourselves. But mainly, you need
Yes,
it.
yes.
You need it to put yourself in the right place. you know?
Yeah, yeah. I guess, you are right. But at the same time, it is also scary and difficult. At least for some people. I'm talking about myself now. Like self-reflection can be very scary because you are in a situation where you can't lie. Like you can lie to everybody but yourself because you know what the truth is. So when you are sitting in silence and just reflecting and all this,
Yeah.
yeah, it's actually a lot, eh?
See, when I came from India, and even here in Canada, sometimes, I have many, many things to do. Actually, I do thousands of things in a day. But in some point, I feel like, oh my God, I just want to keep this, just like this, keep them behind myself and stay silent. So I did it, and I did it many times, and still, it will be part of my lifestyle. If I don't have many appointments or meetings or work, just I pass my kids to the school, coming back, stay silent, no phone, no WhatsApp, no Facebook, no Instagram, nothing to do. Just sit, meditate, be in silent. This 4 hours, it's energized my. I energize
For hours.
Yeah, like last time I did it, and after that, just when I finish like my silent and I bring my kids from the school, so I was like I was in very nice mood because I feel it's my need. And then we open the music and we start to play together. They are doing some stuff, and my husband, he came from his work and he said, "Oh, you were in very nice mood." I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't silent." So that's why. And now he said for me that, like, when he saw me, when he came from outside, he said, you weren't silent?" I was like, "Yeah." Because really you energize yourself, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
See, your cell phone have the capacity. Sometimes you need to put your cell phone on the charge. You need to put your laptop on the charge. So why you don't put your cell phone charge?
Yeah. And the other thing is that, I think just in general, we are used to electronics, like the computer, your phone, and then work, and then expectations from friends and family and stuff, that sometimes we forget to just stop and take, time for ourselves.
Yes. I said all the time, for all the people who's around me, really, we need to turn inward, not all the time outward. Yeah, there's many things to do. We have a responsibility for sure. But if you take care about this, if you learn how to take care about this, and you understand this machine very well, how this machine it's work, then you function better.
Yeah.
If you have a mobile and you don't have the application of the mobile, and just you using it randomly, it's different than a person who know each part of this cell phone, what it's contained for, and how he can take the advantage of it. It's the same. We have to learn more about ourselves and know ourselves more, so you can function better to, like, with your family, with your work, with your kids, with your friends. Really, for me, it's something essential. It's really something essential.
Yeah, no, especially the analogy of like phone and getting recharged. I think that makes it easy to just do the work that is needed. So, you went through all this journey. Why did you two decide to move to Canada? You and your family decided to move to Canada after Beirut.
Actually, we applied for a political asylum in more than one country. It wasn't just in one country. And then then Canada accept our asylum. And basically, we choose Canada because, as after we did research, it's still it's a family friendly for the kids, and it's called in Middle East what it's called, dreamland or something like that.
Wow.
And yeah, so and after our research, we saw that Canada still have the opportunities. They are supporting human rights. They are supporting equality. They are supporting like all the people who's in the same situation of us. Yeah, so that's why Canada was one of many countries.
Yeah, okay. You go through this whole process, you move here, like you've said, you pretty much have to start your life from zero all over again. But this time you decide, okay, I'm not just going to go be like a news presenter for CBC or Global or wherever. I'm actually going to start my production company. My question is this something you've always wanted to do? And what was the process for starting One Frame Productions?
Yeah, because because I'm new here and still I don't have the connections with the media industry actually. At the same time, people say they don't know you and they don't know who you are actually and your capability. And it was parallel for me that I want to establish my own things, like my own company. I want to be independent more than to be hired or an employee in any organization. So I think it was the One Frame. It was between these two ideas. First, it's give me the opportunity to know the industry more here, and at the same time, because I want to be more independent, and the company, it's really, I think it's a good way to be more independent in media.
And what was the process of setting it up? And how do you decide which clients you work with?
Oh, days of days brainstorming, Yeah, what was easy, here, I think in Canada or maybe in Nova Scotia, I don't know the other provinces how the process is, but here, like when I decide to establish the company, I start to do so many meetings. I don't know if you remember, we did a meeting together, and I told you about my idea, and I said for you, I want to establish the company, and my story was that and that and that, and you were supporting me to do it. But still, I remember that, and I did many meetings with many people in the industry, and basically all of them they were supporters, and they support me to do this, and then we start to register the company, decide the logo, what's the name. So it's just take time, or it took time, a lot of time to decide, but now it's here. It exists. Finally, it exists. Yes.
Yeah. I was on your Instagram, for One Frame, and I saw that your intro is great, the background stunning, I loved it. And then you did this, I guess, like a profile on this candidate. How did you meet, and how did you decide to work on that profile?
With Dr. Surah Haddad, the candidate of PC.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I met her because I was looking to do an interview with her. She have a really amazing story. I encourage everyone to watch the video about her story. She passed a very hard time, but she's really strong woman. Like, her story, it's really inspiring. And it will let you to cry if you saw the story. But when I heard her story, and she's inspired me, oh my God, like, she's really strong woman. And when, long journey she left Iraq, and she was in a camp, then to Greece, then to many countries till they moved to Canada here in Halifax before 30 years. And then she told me that she will be like she's the candidate of the PC party. And I said for her, we have a company, and and I explained for her our background, like my background actually, as a journalist and TV presenter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I said for her, why don't we work together? I can manage your media campaign. And she said, yes, we need this. Well, we need someone to do our campaign. And really, I show her something from my previous work, And I saw her explained for her my experience, and she saw as well my portfolio. And she said, oh, I think you are the right person that I'm looking for. And we start to work together. And you can ask her if she's happy or not.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing as much as you have. And I'm just thinking, every time we talk, it's like, man, I'm also hearing another interesting part of your life. And I'm going to let you go with this question. How do you manage to keep that passion going over the years, Like since you were young, since 10 years old, you want to be a journalist, becoming the young journalist, studying, and then even through all the uprising and all the negative experiences, you've always been pretty much doing this same thing. How do you keep that passion going?
It's there. It's there by itself. I don't know. But it's there. It's there always. And, because I did what I love. I choose to do what I really feel it's matter to me. And it's meaning to me. So that's why still the flame is there. And I'll keep doing it.
Yo.
Yes.
Wafa, congratulations on One Frame. I'm loving all the amazing things you're doing. And I really hope we can have another chat very soon. So thank you so much for coming to the sanctuary today.
Thank you, Israel, for hosting me. I'm really happy to be your guest. I'm really happy to talk a little bit about myself and about my journey. And I hope that it's matched your expectation as well.
It surpasses it. It surpasses it for sure. Because every time you tell me something, I'm like, what? You did that again? yeah, for sure.
So thank you so much. Good luck for all the things that you are doing. And really, I follow what you are doing. It's really something amazing. And good luck for everything.
Thank you so much.